Hello, my name is Dong Huang, and this is my presentation for the final project for the teacher trainer course at International House. There are three parts in this presentation. First, I will do some reflection on my backgrounds and capabilities as a trainer. Next, we'll go into my language teaching organization and do some analysis on its strengths and weaknesses in teacher training. And finally, I will make some suggestions that can be applied in my organization for future successes. So let's start with the reflection on my career as a teacher and a teacher trainer. I started my education career in 2015 at PEC, a private language school in my city of Hải Phòng, Vietnam. After a few years of giving English lessons, I began my Vietnamese teaching career in 2019 in Michigan State University in the US. In 2022, I worked for the Peace Corps Vietnam, teaching language and culture to American volunteers. Then, in 2023, I started working with S1 Vietnam, an organization providing summer camps for children and teenagers. And my most recent career mark is the foundation of Teach and Learn, a small business providing language classes in my district of Kiến An in Hải Phòng. So during the 10 years of my career, I received extensive training on various disciplines related to education, language, pedagogy, and culture. These include material development, communicative teaching approaches, diversity, equity, and inclusion. And in my recent LTOs, which are S1 and Teach and Learn, I also give training to junior teachers on child development and psychology, as well as curriculum design. During these training opportunities, I realized my important strengths. First, I am experienced with curriculum design since I have worked in a wide range of settings with students of different learning needs. So here you can see one of the curriculum I designed for my recent classes at Teach and Learn. My second strength is the ability to facilitate cross-cultural understanding. This is important when I work in multicultural environments such as Peace Corps or at Michigan State University. This is a picture of me during a training sessions with my colleagues at Peace Corps Vietnam, where I host a discussion with Vietnamese and American teachers. And finally, I feel that I can be a good mentor in the sense that I can provide guidance to junior teachers. This is a picture of me during a training session on child psychology at S1. These were all junior teachers, and this is me. They are all teachers who did not have a lot of experience working with children, so my role was to prepare them for some initial classroom management techniques. However, I also see two important weaknesses that I should work on. One is I need to improve my feedback giving skills. I think it's because of the cultural factors. So Vietnamese people often try to stay neutral when giving feedback. And sometimes I feel like I am just a token nice trainer whose feedback does not have a lot of impact or influence on their teaching. As a result, I would like my feedback to become a lot more balanced and actionable, pointing out what teacher can do well, have done well, and what they can do or what they can work on to achieve better effectiveness in their teaching. Another aspect is facilitating reflective practice in my colleagues. Because I mostly work with junior teachers, I sometimes have assumed that they lack the experience to contribute to the training. Therefore, I tend to draw on my own experience and generalize into common practice. However, during the course, I have noticed that a lot of my peers often draw on their experience as junior teachers to lead into discussions. So I have gradually changed my view, and now I believe that if I can encourage self-reflection in my trainees, perhaps I can make the discussions become more fruitful and learner-centered. And in this case, learners are the teachers that I work with. So when applying the Cambridge English Trainer Framework, I believe I am already at the autonomous level for knowledge of teaching, training, and teacher development. However, I feel that I have a lot to learn when it comes to supporting, observing, feeding back on, and assessing teaching and teachers. So for this aspect, I put myself at the first level, which is from teacher to trainer. Okay, so now let's analyze my LTO. So Teach and Learn, my LTO, is a rather new organization. We started as a group of friends who are all English teachers, and we have been working with each other since about around 2019. But only last year did we start to register as a business, and now we are an official organization providing classes to students in my area. And so the training at Teach and Learn is pretty simple. We often have some training on administrative process as well as material development. And then we do some teaching practice and classroom observations. And it's mostly the junior teachers will be observing the more experienced teachers to get the experience and the sense of the classroom. And so, although we are a young organization, we are lucky to have teachers at different stage of their professional cycle. About half of our teachers are at the early stage of their career. They generally are bachelor degree holders with less than 2 years of experience, and therefore they often serve as teaching assistants, but gradually will be transitioning into teaching roles with some support and guidance. Around 30% of the teachers are at the competent stage. They have from 2 to 5 years of experience. They have become fully certified teachers with teaching certificates, and they mostly need to refine some of their teaching skills. And only a few of the teachers are considered veterans. They hold master degrees, they have more than 5 years of teaching experience, and they expect to receive advanced development and leadership opportunities. At Teach and Learn, we agree that there are three main strengths that we are proud of. One is support for early stage teachers. They receive adequate and timely guidance or mentoring to gradually transition from teaching assistants to teachers. Two, thanks to our small size, we managed to create a collaborative environment where we utilize the shared resources and ideas in teaching, fostering a sense of community and belonging. And finally, thanks to the small size also, we have established concise and structured training content um, that our teachers can take anytime or anywhere they like. And our admin procedures are also clear and simple, so the teachers can focus more on pedagogy and teaching methodology rather than having too much burden with the admin work. However, we still realize that we have room for improvement. First, we lack the advanced training, as senior teachers have very limited options for professional growth, mostly due to time and financial constraints. This is something I realized during Module 9 of the course, as many of our peers managed to provide resources that are useful for both novice teachers and more experienced ones, which made me rethink what we are offering at Teach and Learn for the senior teachers. And second, we don't really focus on reflective practices. I mean, we often share our thoughts and comments right after um, an observation sessions, and so teachers who deliver the lessons rarely have time to muse on their own teaching. They receive the feedback right away, and so sometimes they may feel like everything is forced upon them. And also related to the classroom observation is the inconsistent feedback. I mean, we don't have an observation form yet, so feedback is often based on the observer's experience or point of view. For example, some teachers, like me, would mainly focus on classroom management while some younger teachers might prioritize technology utilization and would give comments mostly on that, while others maybe they care more about the assessment techniques, how to assess students' understanding and retention of knowledge. And so it's not really consistent, and it may confuse teachers as what should be their priorities for improvement. So to ensure future development and success, we believe that there should be some changes at Teach and Learn. As I have mentioned before, the three main areas we need to address would be to have more advanced professional development opportunities for senior teachers, to encourage the reflective practice, and to ensure feedback consistency. To provide more development opportunities, we hope to hold more workshops and seminars aimed at senior teachers and working on topics they care about. We also consider partnering up with organizations like IDP or the British Council to facilitate reflective practice. We think that journals could be an effective tool. Teachers could be asked to reflect on their lessons and point out what worked well and what can be improved. And then, after they have had some time to reflect on themselves, they can share their thoughts before hearing comments from others. And finally, a standardized observation form could be developed to ensure the consistency of feedback, making it more specific and actionable. Naturally, there are benefits and limitations to the suggestions. First, while workshops and seminars could help enhance teachers' skill, engagement, and motivation, the question is when these sessions could be held and by whom, because my teachers are very busy with their work. So one solution is flexible scheduling, or we can consider setting aside a fixed time in the week or in a month where teachers do not have classes and we can sit down and have a training session. Also, we believe that these veteran team members can also train by being the trainers. I mean, by sharing the experience, they can reflect on their own teaching and practices, which is also a great way to learn and reflect. About the partnership opportunities, we would love to have those since it can bring about diverse and credible resources. But we understand that the cost and the coordination could be a challenge for small businesses like us. So we are thinking about collaborating with other LTOs in the area to share the cost when organizing these training sessions. For reflective journals and observation forms, I think that there might be initial resistance and it may take some time to set up, but we are already considering involving teachers in the development process so that they can gradually become used to such practices and making it part of their day-to-day job. So before I end my presentation, I would like to express my gratitude towards the instructors and my peers in the course. Your expertise and contribution have been invaluable, and I must say I have learned so much from you, and many of the ideas presented in this project have come from the discussions and materials throughout the course. I find it really hard to point out exactly which post or who have had an influence on this project, since I feel like it's more of a process of compilation and reconfiguration to fit into my context. And so I hope that you understand the situation and maybe the lack of specific examples. And so after all, I wish you all the best and thank you very much for listening.